Yeah, great. So, hey there everyone. I'm Janvi Pujari and I welcome you all to this interesting session of learning web development. So, first of all, I want to congratulate you all. Why? Because you have made your future self very proud by joining this session and making an effort to do something in your life. Because usually it's Sunday, so we most of us choose to sleep and binge watch Netflix, right? But you wanted to make difference and do something in your life, so that is why you are here. So you have done a great job. So guys, why web development? So we have often seen that on the Instagram and everywhere there is a huge hype about web development. So why this learning this web development is important? Let me tell you. Because of the quarantine and all this pandemic thing happened, most of the businesses has gone online. So every business needs their own website to show their online presence. That is why the demand for the web developers has raised so much that there is so much opportunities here, and as well as you get good money, right? Also, you can show your creativity there. There is so much creativity. You can do animations, you can play with colors, you can, make it dynamic and also put as many as functionalities you want. So, guys, this is one of the websites. Isn't it cool how this cartoon is moving around? Can you scroll a little bit? See how it rotates? Isn't it cool that we can show creativity here and make such good websites? Okay, guys. So, as you can see, these are the topics which we will be learning today. How internet works. This topic is so important because often whenever we just click on the Google how to learn web development, the first thing shows up is HTML. But I feel that you should know how a basic internet works, because without internet you can't make any website, right? So knowledge of the internet is important, and how website works, right? How is what is domain, how hosting happens, what is the meaning of it, right? What is front end, what is back end? All the knowledge of this is very important. And then finally, yes, HTML, basics of HTML I will teach you, so that you can understand what are the concepts are included here, right? So you can get started. It will help you to get started. Similarly with CSS and JavaScript, I will tell you the basics and then finally what to learn next, because all of these things will make you a front end web developer. But if you want to upgrade yourself to further, like what to do next after learning JavaScript, the last slide will definitely help you. Yes. So how internet works? Mostly we have heard so much about internet. We use them daily, and even you and I right now are connected with the help of internet. But do you know what exactly internet is? Where it is? Right now we are getting internet from our internet service provider, right? We have router in our home, we have cables. From there we can access internet. But where internet exactly is? So as you see here in the picture, internet is nothing but just a wire. Yes, my friends, internet is just a wire which is buried deep inside the ocean. As you can see, all of our continents are connected with the internet by this wire. Yes. So you might be wondering, if all the wires are buried deep inside the ocean, then how our devices can be connected with the internet? How can we and our devices can be connected and interact with each other, right? If you are connecting on your PC and I am speaking here from my device, how the communication is going on? What are the behind the scenes? All of these things we will be learning here. So, guys, while communicating, these devices follow some protocols. There should be some rules. As you and I are speaking, here I am using English language, because if I would talk in Spanish or French, most of you all won't understand. So there must be some rules that how I should talk and how I should explain to you all. Right? So there are rules Similarly, in communication of the devices. So here we have Internet Protocol, which defines how a data should be transferred, in what mode it should be transferred, how which path it should use. All of these things is included in Internet Protocol. Now coming to HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol, which defines what language should clients and the server should use to communicate with each other. Right? The language is defined by HTTP. Yes. So talking about communication between the clients and the servers, here, if you will see that we have two servers. One is Google, and here, if you can see that there is a unique number for both the servers, right? Similarly, all of our devices, even as mobile phone, laptop, tablet, everything, every device has its own unique IP address. The number which you can see here is the IP address, but below that there is also written www.google.com. Why is that? Because these IP addresses are really difficult to remember, right? For that we need the domain name. So Google is very quick to remember. Yes, we can remember Google's name, but it is very difficult to remember its IP addresses. And all these IP addresses are stored in domain name server, which is called as DNS, right? So if you are still confused about this, let me give you one example. It is similar to our postal address and pin code. If you want to send me a letter, so you need two things: pin code and a postal address. Most of the times pin code is difficult to remember, but the name of the place is easy to remember. So that's how this devices can communicate with each other with the help of IP address. Okay, now here, if this is a scenario, for example, you're in your office and you and your boss both have your own devices, and both the devices are connected to internet with the help of internet service provider, right? So what happens that your boss is doing a research on something, and side by side you are uploading your picture on Instagram, right? So while uploading picture on Instagram, how your image goes, it goes packet by packet. Like it will be divided into like 3 or 4 parts, bits by bits, and it will be moved to Instagram server. So that's how packets work. The each packet will have information that how they are connected to each other, how they are belong to a same image. So that's how your image traveled to Instagram server. Isn't that interesting? Then what happens if that package loses its track, and instead of going to Instagram server, it comes to your boss's screen? That would be pretty embarrassing, right? So that's why, my friends, you have routers. See, where the two internet connections are getting intersected, there you can see a small box. That box is called as routers. They guide the packets, and they help your packets to go to the proper place from your device to Instagram server's device. So that's how your package is being guided with the help of routers. And how they know from where to where they go? Of course, because of the IP addresses. So most of us, even when I was a beginner, now I was very confused. Like, what are clients and what are servers? Is server also computer? So yes, server is a special computer. Why? Because it is directly connected to the internet. So you are asking, we are also connected to the internet now? Yes, you are, but you are indirectly connected to the internet. How? Because you are getting your internet from the internet service provider, not directly from the internet cables. So that is why server is a special computer which just stores all your web pages. For example, if you want to search some website, and you go to the Google and type that website's name, then the server gives you all the access to that website and serves you all the web pages. So that's how server works. Now talking about clients, who are clients? All the devices, as you can see here, clients are typical web users, internet connected devices. Web users, internet connected devices. Who are the users? We are the users. And the devices which we use, which is connected to the internet, which we use for surfing and doing things on internet, that is called as client. So yes, also how website work is one of the important part here. So these are the jargons, few jargons you should know before starting web development. What is front end? What is back end? Hosting, domain? All these things are really important, my friends. Let me tell you. The front end is the part, the UI which you can see. As I show you the website earlier, how beautiful it was, how the animations were being done, all the colors, alignments, all of these things comes under front end. And all the back end part is the part which we can see. It's the behind part, and all these APIs, all the functionalities which makes website work, all these things are included in your backend. And talking about the hosting thing, which is another important part to know in the web development, when you will code your website, right, it will be not directly on the internet. It will be on your local computer, and there you are editing your website. So after coding your website, you wish to send the link of it to your friends and family, and for that you need to first put on internet, right? So hosting basically means to putting your website on internet so that you can share link of it to everyone. Next comes domain. So what is domain? As I said, IP addresses are difficult to remember and pronounce. For example, we saw that Google server's IP address, that number was very difficult to remember. So that is why it has google.com, that name. So domain means name of your website. So finally, we are starting from HTML. So guys, you have often seen how HTML is bullied on the internet. I would say literally bullied. That HTML has no words, or often all the meme jokes are made on HTML. But let me tell you, my friends, without HTML, you cannot make any website. You cannot. So HTML file is really important in your folder while coding, right? So what this HTML actually is? It is a hypertext markup language. Now, what is this hypertext markup language? It is helpful for creating web pages. Without this, you can't make any website. Here in HTML file, all the elements which will be helpful for making website are included. There are many tags which will be learning. Many elements of the HTML element are there in the HTML file, which will help the browser to display all the content which we want to add on the internet. Now, Tim Berners-Lee is known as the father of HTML. So let us now see where we can edit our code, where we can write our code, right? We have seen, okay, fine. Writing and learning HTML is one thing, but where to write the code and which is the best code editor? So my favorite, and I guess almost all the developers love VS Code, because working on VS Code is very quick and it is really helpful for all the developers, especially web developers. So I suggest you to go to this link and download VS Code as per your operating system. So here I have made a folder of web development basics, and then I have dragged and dropped into this. So your interface will be similar to this. So beside that web development, you can see one small add new file icon. Just click there, and then you can see, and you will be able to make a new HTML file. So while making HTML file, you have to keep this thing in a mind, that the extension should be .html. Mind you guys, the name, you can give any name to the file. As I have written index.html, other than index, you can write tutorial, this, that, you can write any name, but for making HTML file, .html extension is extremely important. Otherwise, you won't be able to make HTML file. Okay, so keep this in mind. .html extension is important. Okay, so finally the coding part. Let's understand what is the structure of this code. Don't get scared. I know for the beginners it can be little, scary, like what is this, how, from where this came from. I'll explain you all, don't worry. So first of all, if you will see, the first and the foremost line will be doc type HTML, right? So what is this doc type HTML? See, in the browsers there are lots of documents, lots of, and one among them is HTML. So we are telling our browser that our document type is HTML. And on the next line, you will see HTML tag. It's a HTML tag from which, from the start of which you will start writing your code, right? And in the last, you will see we have also closed our tag. So that's how tags work. You have to open it and then you have to close it. If you won't close your tag, it will give you an error. Okay, so opening tag and then closing tag. We open our tag like that with brackets in between. We will write HTML, and by closing, we will open the bracket, write forward slash, then write HTML and then close it. So that's how tags work. Yeah. So also beside the HTML, we have written language, that is language attribute, and we have written EN. So EN means English. The language of this website will be in English, right? So that is the attribute, language attribute. And next comes head. So what is head tag? Similarly, you can see head tag is also opened and then closed. So why this head tag is used? We understood HTML tag because we are making HTML document. That's why we used HTML tag. Then comes head tag. So why are we using head tag? Inside head tag, we will add all the metadata. What is metadata now? Metadata is used for describing about your website, like your title. Here we have title as a document. That name would be appear over your tab. When we will look at this on the browser, on the tab it will appear as document. Similarly, you can write any name as per your choice. Here that is I have written document, but you can write anything of your choice. And also inside head tag, the other meta tags I have used, there you can see viewport. What is viewport? It will make your website responsive, help to make your website responsive according to the devices. Now you might ask, what is responsive? Responsive means how your website should look on a PC, on a tablet, and on a mobile, because the size of all the devices are different. So it should fit accordingly. So that is why this viewport help in your making your website more responsive. And then all other parts are used for describing your website. The keywords of the website, SEO, to make improve your SEO and everything. That is why the meta tags are included in your head file. Cool. Then next comes body. Remember, whatever you will write inside your head file won't be displayed on browser. Okay, it won't be displayed on browser. It will only describe about your website. Now, when you open your body tag, before that you have to close your head tag. Remember, after closing your head tag only you can open your body tag. Here, this body tag will contain all the elements of your website, all the headings, all the paragraphs, all of these things will be included here, right? Now, first, if you will see that I have written H1 tag. Why? Because H1 is useful for writing heading in your website. So H1 to H6, right? There are H1 to H6 tags. So H1 defines the most important tag. It is much bolder than H6, right? So here I have used H1, and then I have used P tag for defining paragraph. So you have to open P tag and write all the content, then you have to close it. Remember to close it. Beginners often do this mistake. They forget to close and they will find errors. So we have written this code. First, this doc type, we will mention how we will mention that we are giving them HTML file to the browser. And second, we are since we are making HTML file, so we will in this beginning write HTML ka tag, and the attribute will be language English, because our website will be in English language. Then comes head tag. Inside that we will put all the metadata. Metadata, what are they? They are used to describe our website. All the title, the viewport, and the keywords, right? Then we will close our head tag. After closing our head tag, we will open our body tag, and inside that we will write all the elements which we want to be shown on our website. Heading, paragraph, buttons, all those things will be written inside your body. Only your body part will be shown on the browser. Nothing else will be shown, right? Then you have to close your body tag, then closing your HTML tag. Closing your HTML tag means there is nothing more you want to add in your HTML file, right? So let's see how this would look on the browser, right? So how we can do that? For that, we have to install one plugin. From where we will install that plugin? Yeah. So you will see this four square thing is there below your file. There you have to click, and then you can make this type live server, and you have to install plugin called live server. What is live server? Live server will put your this code on the browser, so you can view over there. But mind you, it is not on the internet, it is just on your browser on your local computer, so you can see there and edit your code accordingly. Okay, so after installing that, come to your file, right click, and select open with live server. After opening, after doing this, yes, so if you will see the browser, you have made your first HTML page. So isn't that awesome? Like with few clicks, we can make a cool page. But the thing is that this is little boring. Why? Because there are no colors, or there are no styles. This HTML could be in the middle, it could be red, and the background could be yellow. We can do so many things, right? So how to do that? For this, CSS comes to our rescue. So how to use CSS here? Let's see. But before that, these things are not just you have to see in HTML. There are much more things you have to learn in HTML to be good in HTML. So these are the following roadmap I would suggest you to learn to be pro in HTML. Because see guys, learning HTML, CSS and JavaScript, all the basics is so important to be a good web developer. Because in future now, you will be very stuck. See, sometimes what happens, you are very in hurry, like I want to learn everything quickly. But in that quickly, you forget to make your foundation stronger. So then when you go ahead in future, you will land in trouble because you feel like you don't know anything. So give your time. It's okay. If you are going slow also, na, it's okay. Learn your basics, make your foundation stronger. So I would suggest you, please go through this roadmap and learn HTML properly. It would really be beneficial in future. Yes. So finally, so what is CSS? CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheet. It describes how HTML elements should display on the screen. What should be the colors? What should be the alignment? How the spacing should be? What also background images, the cool images we see on the website. All those things are done by CSS. Yes, also animations are done on CSS, as we saw on the last website, right? The animation was really cool, which was done with the help of CSS. So similarly, just as we created HTML file with .html extension, we have to make CSS file also with .css extension. You can write any file name like style or anything, literally anything. Here I am choosing style, but dot extension is very important. Without that, you cannot make CSS file, right? Now, making CSS file is not enough because all the content, all the code you will do will be on another file. So how to connect that with your HTML file? You have to link it somewhere. So that is why all the files which you wish to link in your HTML will go inside your head tag. You have to use link tag, and inside that you have to use href attribute, and there you have to put style.css, your file's name. Since here my file name is style.css, I have written like that. Whatever in future when you are practicing your file name could be, please mention that file name here. And this is how you link with your HTML file, right? Now moving to the next slide. Yeah, so here let's try styling the our h1 tag, the heading. Okay, so here if you will see, I have written h1 tag, just h1 and curly braces, right? After opening curly braces, I have written property and value, property semicolon value, and here I have write color red, and I want background to be yellow, and also I have chosen font family. So you can also do various things here. You can align it, or play accordingly with your colors, and there are so much things you can do using CSS. You can do animations, you can rotate while hover, you can change the color, you can do so many things. But here, since we are learning basics, I have only chose color, background, and font family, right? So this is how a basic tag can be styled. This is how. This is the structure of, this is a syntax how it should be styled. Yeah. After styling, that boring HTML code would look like this. The interface would look like this. At least I must say that this is not the best, but yeah, since we are learning basics, we did something. We did something nice, right? Yes. So as I said while speaking about HTML's roadmap, similarly I would say do not take CSS lightly, because most of them think that CSS is just colors and alignment on spacing. That's pretty much. But no, later on you will go and cry that CSS is so bad, and you will say bad things about CSS, because I have seen many developers do that. They say bad things about CSS, that CSS like पढ़ा ही नहीं जाता, मतलब होता ही नहीं है, CSS बहुत खराब है. But that is not true. CSS is really amazing if you know foundations very well. And I will here stress upon mostly positions, flexbox, grid, animations, and your media queries. Now, what is media queries? Yes, media queries will help you to make your website responsive. Like it will make your website look good both in mobile, tablet, and laptop. So, reading and learning all of these things is very important, and don't just go and watch tutorials. Okay, after doing something, after learning something from the tutorial, uh, practice them by doing on your own, then only go for the next lesson. Without practicing, please don't do it, otherwise you really won't understand anything. Okay, yeah. Finally, JavaScript. So most of them confuse Java and JavaScript. They are completely different. It is like car and carpet. Isn't that same? No, right? Both the things are different. Carpet is different, car is different. Similarly, Java is different, JavaScript is different. JavaScript is entirely on front end, and it is not a programming language, it is a scripting language that allows you to implement complex features on web pages. Complex features as in what? When you click the button, something will happen on the screen, or something dynamic. Yeah, cool. So yes, what I was saying, then when we saw the web, like the on the browser we saw it was just plain text when we did CSS and HTML ka code. But now with the help of JavaScript, you can make so many things. When on click, you can do things on the screen. all the dynamic things, right? All of the things can be done with the help of JavaScript. So JavaScript is not only helpful for web development, it is helpful for game development and also for making applications as well. So all the dynamic feature which you see on the website is done with the help of JavaScript only. So, my friends, similarly, how you have created your HTML and CSS file, and I stressed upon the extension. For HTML file, it should be .html, and for CSS, it should be .css, right? So, similarly, while creating JavaScript file, it should be the file name, which can be anything, and the extension should be .js only. You cannot use anything else, otherwise it would create error. So that is why remember using file name and .js. Here I have used script.js. Now, as you link your CSS file in your HTML, you should also link your JavaScript file in your HTML. The only difference is that you have linked your CSS file inside your head tag, right? You have written link tag and then inside that you have written CSS file name. That's how you link your CSS file. But talking about JavaScript file, you have to link it in your body tag inside script tag, right? This is like you can see on the screen. That's how you have to link it, and it is better to link below this body tag. It should be above where you are closing your body tag. The only difference is that CSS link should be inside head tag, and this JavaScript file should be linked inside body tag. So that's how you link this external file to your HTML file. So yeah, so let's see how JavaScript code is written, how it is done. So if you will see now, if you will see the here something I have written as camel case is important here. What is camel case? It is similar to how we write capital letters, small case, upper case, right? Similarly, this is camel case. When you will write two words, it should be together without spacing, and the first word first letter should be in small, and the second word's first letter should be capitalized. As like I have written my name here, that's how you will be writing two names together in the JavaScript. Okay. Now you will see I have written this where so many times. So you might be thinking, what is this where? Where is nothing but it is kind of a container where you store all your information. Different types of information is being stored here, right? So it works as a container, but you have to name it. Like I have written it where A is equal to some information, where B is equal to some information, right? So similarly, here also you have to give some name for that container. Now talking about data types. What are data types? Here I said that it works as a container and we write some information. So the information also has some types. As here if you will see that there are strings below the strings I have written words like letters, and then below the numbers we have written numbers, right? So these are the different data types. Numbers are different, words are different. While writing words you have to close it with two double quotes, and then again I have written console.log a. So why I'm writing all of these things? When you will write console.log a, that will print your information on the browser, where it will show everything I will explain. But right now, just keep in mind whatever you will do console.log, that will be printed on your browser. Okay. Now next comes numbers. Numbers are simple, you understood. Just like the above thing, strings are used for words. This number is helpful for defining numbers. Then next comes boolean. What is this boolean? I have written yes, right? So what this yes or I have written true or false, right? So true means this is used in a situation where suppose that there is one website where only 18 plus people are allowed. So a pop-up appears on your screen, 18 plus yes or no. So how that thing works, at that time you need to use boolean, true or false types, right? Yeah, yes. Now what is undefined? If you will notice, in the previous slides I have written where A is equal to something, where B is equal to something, but here I have not written anything. I have just ended it with the semicolon. And mind you guys, uh, writing semicolon in the end is very important, otherwise it will throw you an error. So here it is just written semicolon and there is no information given here, and we have randomly written it console.log. See, if you notice, it's throw undefined. Now you will ask where we can see this console. It is very simple. You have to go to your browser and right click and just write inspect. So when you will hit inspect, this thing appears. If it doesn't, then find console tab. You have to click on console tab and all of this thing appears. So that is why I asked you to write console.log and variable name. So here is how you can see all the printed things. So there are also objects. So what are objects? Inside objects, you can write or store information of all the data types, right? Like you can store numbers, you can store booleans, you can store strings, you can do everything just like I have did here. The only thing is that you have to cover them with all the flower brackets, right? Next comes arrays. Arrays, it uses square brackets, and inside that you have to use strings with double quotes, and also to in between them you have to use commas. Okay, so as I said earlier also, that only learning these things is not important. You have to go deeper and learn more concepts. Similarly, in JavaScript also, there are so many things for you to learn. Okay, there are functions. What are functions? I'll tell you. For doing anything, for doing a particular task in your website, right? For making a button click or everything, so that functions is important. And then loops, if you want to run a code again and again like 10 times, you can't write that code for 10 times. Now you can write only one code and inside the loop, and it will run your code 10 times, or how much time you want you can do that. So for that, loops is important. Then DOMs, object oriented, ES6, asynchronous, all of these things are very important, right? This comes ES6 and asynchronous, everything comes in the advanced part, but ES6 and asynchronous are very important. You have to learn them. It will be helpful for you in React, learning React JS. And mind you guys, please don't jump into React before learning these things in JavaScript. Learn everything very well and then only jump to any other technologies. Why? Because you don't understand anything. I have also done the same mistake. That's why I'm giving you advice. Please don't jump on any technologies before learning the basics. So you have to learn JavaScript, and ES6 and asynchronous part is very important. Okay, so now the question arises, okay, we have learned HTML, we have also learned CSS, then JavaScript, then what? What to learn next? So here are the few things which you can do and which will make you a full stack developer. Yeah, you can learn Node.js and Express.js for the backend part, React.js for the front end part, and MongoDB for the database, which will make you a full stack MERN developer. And yes, you can please make projects, make good projects for your portfolio. And also, you learn so many things by making good projects, and join the community in the Instagram, interact with all the developers, and I'm sure you're gonna learn so many things from them. As I did when I was a beginner, I went to Instagram, I connected with many developers who were amazing, and then start showcasing your projects on the GitHub, which is also very important. So This much for only today because we are learning basics. So I hope that you have understood all of this part. And if you have any doubt, you can ask in the comment section or you can reach me on Instagram. Thank you.